Welcome in Mathematics 9. This is Sir Michael, your teacher for today. In this video, we will be talking about extracting roots. And our objective is illustrate quadratic equations and determine the roots using factoring. Quadratic equation is defined as a quadratic function in any equation of the form f of x is equivalent to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. So from this quadratic equation, we need to recall the concepts of our given function. And later on, we will be applying it in the factoring. But first, factoring is defined as a factoring quadratics or quadratic equations or expressions. We determine or we find the roots or the x-intercept of the quadratic equation. So simply means this definition of factoring is used for us to identify the factors of the given quadratic equation. And also, on that method, on that process, we obtain value of x, or we obtain the x-intercept or the roots of the equation. In factoring, we have 5 certain steps that we need to follow. First is write the equation in standard form. So if we're talking about standard form, we are referring to the ax squared plus bx plus c is equivalent to 0. So that is our standard form. And after that, letter B, we need to factor out the left hand of the equation. So therefore, all of the terms, all of our x values, numbers, or any expression, it should be positioned in the left part of the equation. And after that, we will be factoring it. So in factoring, there are several techniques and style and kind of factoring. But later on, we will be applying a certain method that I think we can easily understand the concept of factoring. Letter C, we need to set each factors equal to 0 using the principle of zero products. Number 4, or letter D, solve each resulting linear equation. And this letter D, we will now obtain the value of our x. Always remember, if we're talking about x, the number of roots, or the number of x-intercepts are dependent on the highest exponent of our quadratic equation. Since quadratic equation, the highest exponent is 2, therefore, in step number D, we need to have 2 results or 2 numbers. And letter E, we use this step number 5, check the result in the original equation. So simply means this is just a checking. Checking whether our answer in letter D are correct. Yeah. So now let us begin first with our example number 1. Example number 1, we have x squared plus 6x plus 9. According to our step number 1, it should be written in terms of standard form. Naka-standard form ba ito? So far, sa tingin nyo, naka-standard form po ba ang ating example? Yan, that's great. So it is in terms of standard form. So since ito ay naka-standard form na, we will be skipping step number 1 and we will be proceeding on step number 2. Step number 2 factors the left hand of the equation. So therefore, we will be factoring the left part of the equation. So sabi ko nga po, in factoring, we have different or several techniques, methods in factoring. But in terms of this video, we will just focus on using the concept of or the method of box method. So in the box method, syempre, we will be creating a box. And in this box, we will be dividing it within 2 columns and 2 rows, just like this one. And the first step in box method is, given with the quadratic equation, we will be getting the first term and the last term. First term will be written in the first column. And the last term will be written in the second column. And after that, that is our entire box. So now, ang kailangan na lang po natin ay the values inside the smaller boxes. So therefore, for us to fill it out, first, we need to write x squared and 9 here and identify what are the factors or what are the two numbers that if we multiply it, the answer is x squared or the answer is 9. So we will be thinking about factors of x squared and 9. So for x squared, so please think about, so if you want to pause this video, please pause it and then think about the factors of x squared and 9 and list it in your notebook. And play it again if you are done. So here we have x squared. So in x squared, what are factors? Ano ba yung mga factors natin? So x squared. So we can say that x multiplied by x are the factors of x squared. Tama? Positive x multiplied by positive x, the result is x squared. Same goes by if we use the concept of the negative number, negative x multiplied by negative x. So same lang din po yan. So the answer is x squared. And also in terms of here, we can just simply use x squared times 1 and negative x squared times 1, negative 1. So in terms of here, we can just simply write them all, and later on we will be testing whether if one of that factors are the correct factors of our given equation. Next, let us proceed with 9. So I hope meron na po tayong factors dyan sa notebook natin. So from here, we have 9. So for the 9, we will be thinking about two numbers. Then if we multiply it, the answer is 9. And it could be the same. It could be anything. So for 9, we have 3 multiplied by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Same goes by with negative 3 multiplied by negative 3. And after that, we can just simply say that we have 9 multiplied by 1, or we have also negative 9 multiplied by negative 1. So therefore, this is our factors of our of our x squared and 9. So now, let us test it out kung sino po yung magiging applicable niya or the correct terms that is for us to use and identify the value of x in there. So try natin yung first natin. First factor of x squared, so let us just write it here, x squared and x squared. Sorry, x and x. And from here, we will just pick one. So we have 3 and 3. So let us just try 3 and 3. Always remember, for us to check if our answers are correct, so we will just multiply them directly diagonally. So x multiplied by 3, ano po magiging sagot? We have 3x. X multiplied by 3, so the answer is 3x. And if we add them, so 3x plus 3x, it will become 6x. So this total or this sum will be verified if our factors are correct. So paano natin i-verify? So in our given equation, we will just check the middle term. Sino po yung middle term natin? 6x. Then anong sagot natin? 6x. Therefore, our factors of this one, ito mga nakasulat dito, are correct. Yeah, so therefore, that is our step number 2. Yeah, so step number 2 na tayo. So now, let us identify the factored form of the given expression. So let us just go to our whiteboard. So I'll just rewrite the box. Okay, so sana nakopya din po natin. So from here, according to our given, so we will now identify the factored form of the expression. So sir, paano naman po yung factored form? So tingnan lang po yung row per row, and after that maglalagay lang po tayo ng parentheses, both of them, opening closing parentheses. And after that, we will be checking number 3. So for number 3, ano kayang sign natin? So we have, and that's good. So we have positive, and same goes by with the another one. So therefore, this will be a factored form, and we will be writing it like here. So we have x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. Then let us just have equals 0. Therefore, this is our factored form. So ito na yung factored form natin. And from this factored form, we will be identifying the value of x. So ready na? So in this part, we will be now applying step number 3. In step number 3, so si x plus 3 na una at si x plus 3 na pangalawa, isa-separate lang natin sila. Then we will just write 0 from them. So yung ginawa po natin na inequate natin sa equivalent to 0, so that is our step number 3 in our factoring. So equal to 0. So we're just setting it into 0. And after that, we will just solve x. We will just solve x by moving 3 to the other side. It will become x is equivalent to negative 3. Therefore, this is our first factored form, or factor. And we have another one, x plus 3 is equivalent to 0. So we have x is equivalent to negative 3. So 3 moving to the other side, it will change into negative. Therefore, our final answer is we have negative 3 also. So for our final answer, therefore, the roots are negative 3, x is equivalent to negative 3 and negative 3. So therefore, that is our process in factoring. Sige, if you want to screenshot, so please screenshot. If you are copying, please copy. So I will be giving you maybe 10 seconds. And if you want to pause the video, feel free to use. Okay, so let us proceed. So let us have our next example. Example number 2. And from this example number 2, so please pause the video and please try it out. And for the entire process that we have a while ago, and please follow it. Within 2 minutes, please try to do it on your own and just pause the video. And if you're done, just play the video and check if your answer is correct. So now let us solve this one. So in the first step, do you think the given expression is in terms of a standard form? Naka-standard form ba tayo? Okay, so since it is in terms of standard form, therefore we can now apply step number 2. Using factoring, therefore we will be using box method. So in box method, let us just create a box. We have x squared and 121. So this x squared and 121 will be writing all of the factors. So we have x times x. We have negative x multiplied by negative x, x squared multiplied by 1, and negative x squared multiplied by negative 1. So that is our factors of x squared, just like a while ago, yung hinanap natin. For 121, ano po yung mga factors ni 121? 11 times 11, negative 11 times negative 11. We have 121 times 1, or negative 121 times negative 1. So therefore, that is our factors. So now, let us try it out kung ano po yung applicable na pwede natin magamit. So let us try the first numbers. So we have x and x, 11 and 11. And multiplying them diagonally, so we have x times 11 is 11x. X times 11 is 11x. So therefore, by adding them, so we have 22x. So same ba tayo ng middle term so far? Yes, they are the same. Therefore, in this given x factors and 11 factors, so we obtain the correct middle term. Therefore, we obtain the correct factored form. So now let us go to our whiteboard and I'll just clear it out. So let us have our table. So we have x squared and 121. So we have x and x, 11 and 11. So we have 11x, 11x. Therefore, we have 22x. So now, since they are our factors are correct, therefore, let us just create our factored form. So let us just have our parentheses. And let's see, for 11, ano pong sign natin? We have positive. For another 11, we have positive also. So therefore, from here, we will just rewrite first it into a factored form. So ano yung factored form natin? We have x plus 11 multiplied by x plus 11 is equivalent to 0. So now, identifying the value of x for step number 4, we have x plus 11 is equivalent to 0. Moving 11 to the other side, it will become x equals to negative 11. So let us try our second factor. We have x plus 11 is equivalent to 0. Moving 11 to the other side, it will become x is equivalent to negative 11. Therefore, we have our answer. So therefore, we have 2, -11 for this kind of example. So therefore, that is the process of our factoring using, sorry. So this is the process of identifying the roots using factoring. Okay, so that's it. So yun lang po. So sana meron po tayong natutunan in this video. Feel free to check our other videos regarding extracting roots. So we have other 3 processes in identifying roots given with a quadratic equation.